Protesters actually damaged the precinct. Some of the windows were blown out. They have some of them boarded up. And then there were also police that were lined up on the roof of the precinct today, along with those officers that were shoulder to shoulder down on the street level. There were also officers that were on top of the roof. They had beanbag guns that they were firing to help manage the crowds and keep people back as well. But yeah, and they still have some of those officers still staged on the roof managing the crowds from above. So lots of police presence down in that area, but not necessarily in the areas where all this looting and back to the windows in that area. So we packed up all of our gear. We were just getting ready to set up to go live just out of the just from down the way from the 3rd precinct, and we saw all of the people heading our way, running in our direction as the fire trucks and stuff were coming in, and we saw that they were going after some of the buildings in our area and even some of the cars in the parking lot where we were parked. So we packed up everything. We headed down. We are now out. We're about 2 miles out from the actual epicenter where everything is taking place right now. The smoke from the auto zone that's on fire right now, that alone was enough to cut your breath off while you were trying to stand out there and trying to find cover, if you will, and find shelter, if you will, just because of all the explosive materials, that are in that store right now that are on fire. So we have cleared the scene down the street here. We have found a safe spot where we are setting up shop, and hopefully we can go live for you guys later in the show to kind of put into perspective what's really happening out here, just so that you guys can, the sun was setting than there were earlier this afternoon, and it seems as though people are still coming. While we were back out there parked in the U.S. Bank parking lot, we saw droves of people coming down the street, heading in the direction of all of the chaos, the epicenter, if you will, of the protest. So yeah, the crowd has definitely gotten larger, and it seems like, well, it's pretty obvious actually that the crowds have gotten a lot more hostile, if you will, with everything that's unfolding out here right now. Chicago, and they were kind of spearheading everything this morning. They were had a peaceful protest going on. They had their bullhorns out. They were chanting different things, and people were coming and laying flowers and pictures and whatnot at the makeshift memorial that they made out on the street where everything took place. But then around 2 o'clock, they made the announcement that the protest was going to move to the 3rd precinct, and it seems as though from 2 o'clock on is when things started to really go downhill. It was around maybe 5:30, 6 o'clock when police started to take everything into their own hands, and they started to come in with the tear gas and everything like that, coming in all different directions from some of the side streets, from the major intersection. Police were just coming from everywhere, out of nowhere, even on horses,